Today I got a small update on my DOS computer project. Today I'm going to be talking about MIDI. Here I got the Roland MT32 MIDI module. Basically what these are good for, they are meant for keyboards and stuff like that, but they can also be used for old DOS computer games. So you need a cable to connect it to the computer through the game port on the sound card, or if you have a proper MIDI interface card, you use that as well. I don't have that, and they are fairly rare and expensive. This thing also is quite expensive. And it's connected to the computer. I can show just a couple of things. I've done some work on the computer. Now the current setup is 256 megabytes of RAM, 20 gigabyte hard drive, Gravis Ultrasound Max with 1 megabyte of memory, Sound Blaster AWE64 Gold, some old 3Com network card I found, Hercules S3 Verge DX graphics card with 4 megabyte of memory, and Voodoo 2 8 megabyte cards in SLI mode. And I'm quite happy with the setup. I also reinstalled the system now on the computer because well, it basically was rotting because of a lot of different drivers and software and hardware changes, and just didn't keep up anymore. Start up the amplifier. I can, for example, play. I found this MIDI player on focus. Come on. There we go. Found this MIDI player that plays through the MIDI port. Which plays MIDI files through the MT31. Now it should start playing. This is the Monkey Island theme. When there's a quite significant increase in sound quality over the Adlib or Sound Blaster if you use MIDI on the older games like the Sierra titles or LucasArts games, for example. The games also can display minor messages on the screen here, like in Space Quest it can I think it's called Buckazoid or something like that, which is a currency in the game, and it would say insert Buckazoid on the display. Of course, newer games are more advanced and also use the Gravistructural Sound, which also have its own MIDI part. And when you play, for example, Doom with the MT32, it sounds quite different than with the ultrasound. So, but it's still the same thing, just different instrument patches used. I can see if the game is set up for MT32. No. General MIDI, let's see if that's correct port. Of course you don't get the sound effects again though, so if you shoot it won't give any sound effects for that. So there you have it. And when you stop the music, it also have this slight fade out sound. There are several different MIDI modules to get. This one is the most recommended for older games. There are several different others, Roland MIDI modules. I can't remember the specific name of it now, but there is this one for the old games, and there is a newer type that is recommended if you just want to be able to get sound, because games were programmed specifically for the different types, but there is one type that no matter what will at least play the sounds. It's not necessarily correct played, but it will at least give out the sounds, because if you use the MT32 on some newer games, it probably won't play the sound at all because it's not supported. There are a lot of videos about this on YouTube as well, so just do a search and you can find a lot of information about this subject. The MIDI usually uses MIDI port 330. So if you want to have a proper interface card from Roland or a MIDI Quest or MIDI Man or whatever it's called, you need to change the address port on the Sound Blaster card to 300. For example, to avoid conflicts with the interface card that also uses 330. In this case, since I don't have the interface card, I just used standard port setup. Thank you for watching.